we're reinvesting more into ourselves.
Yep.
So using AI, so that way, like for our MDM and stuff like that, and having Puckett be able to do things that don't take him 19 hours, instead of using ChatGPT, using AI to make it down to like 3 or 4 hours.
When you walk the floor this year in particular, 2025, what gets you hopeful for the industry? There's a lot of things that people are worried about, scared about: reduced margins, increased labor costs. The list goes on and on. Running restaurants is never easy. Doesn't matter what's happening.
I feel like we are bouncing back as together. We're uniting. You're seeing people from cross companies working more with each other to help each other, to help more restaurants. And I think that's important. The restaurant industry went through a really bad few years there. And to see us kind of uniting across different companies, across different platforms, that's impressive and awesome. And that's what we need.
For you, tell me about Chicago. A lot of people, this is the first time that they're coming to Chicago. Actually, for me, the first time I ever came to Chicago was because of the National Restaurant Show. You're from Chicago. You take a lot of pride in the hospitality. You take a lot of pride in the restaurants that are here. Tell me about Chicago.
I mean, Chicago is just a hardworking city. We have no problem dealing with the cold. We may not like it, but I think that cold really makes us stronger and more, hospitable. It is what it is. Like, we deal with negative 50-degree weather. Like, we're going to be able to handle a lot of crazy things. And so it's impressive to me to see the different pop-ups that come out of the different restaurants. And again, I said it before, my first interview ever with you guys was everyone knows everyone in Chicago. It happens every single year during NRA. Everyone's like, oh, we want to go here, we want to go there. Can F3 get us in? I make a phone call because I know someone that was there. They know someone. And like, we're just grinders and we're hard workers. And our food scene, I dare to say, and I'm sure I will upset some people, I think Chicago has the best food scene in the country. We have whatever you want. If you want Asian food, if you want Mexican food, you want Puerto Rican food, we have all these different pockets where you can go, and the food is amazing. I think we've gone out to a restaurant every single night this week. I've brought them somewhere different, and the food's always been on points, and the service has been on point. Sometimes they get a little bit cranky, but again, like, the service and the food is on points, and I'm so proud of that.
Tell me about how you today used artificial intelligence.
So it's funny because we are in the process of rolling it out for our scheduling and our scheduling of our technicians as they go out. And so being able to predict the traffic patterns of each city is important to us, because when do they leave for the job, right? You have to use every single minute sometimes for an install. And so you need to be able to use that AI to know when to leave. When should I do this? When should I do that? And so now we're actually Austin Puckett, shout out to Puckett over there. We're having him learn more and more of the AI stuff to be able to build stuff for us.
Yeah.
Because we are very scrappy. We duct tape. We are WD-40. Like, that's us as a company, because that's our personality. But now, I said this earlier, I feel like the last year, we have grown 5 years mature-wise.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw our booth last year. Our booth was just kind of a screen, and we did what we did, and now we're stepping up, but we're also reinvesting more into ourselves.
Yep.
So using AI, so that way, like for our MDM and stuff like that, and having Puckett be able to do things that don't take him 19 hours, instead of using ChatGPT, using AI to make it down to like 3 or 4 hours. So it's huge for us. We're scrappy. We're bootstrapped.
Yeah. Speaking of booths and booth sizes, I saw Hunter walking the floor earlier, trying to figure out, where's the best place for F3 for next year. We have a lot of vendors, a lot of tech partners, a lot of people that watch the show, listen to this podcast. What have you learned by participating in the show? And the crazy thing for me is, like, we started with this belief that if we told our stories on the internet, if we made videos, if we made podcasts, that we would connect with other like-minded people. And here we are, at the show, podcasting, doing YouTube videos, doing all kinds of really, really cool stuff. But still, there's the magic of the in-person. Like, now everybody's here.
Yep.
And the more people that come, the better the show gets. Can you share what you guys have learned since the time you've been participating?
I mean, it's actually a really big thing for me, is that there are more people out there like us, like you.
Yeah.
Right? The people that care, that will
That's
go
where
150.
we met here at the show, first time, yeah.
It was Mr. Yum and did an intro to us, and that was like, we clicked, right? There are more people like us out there. For every, one of us, there might be about 100 who don't care.
Yep.
But those matter. They make the biggest impact. And so seeing you guys succeed, seeing ourselves grow, seeing our partners that we choose to work with very strictly grow, It's the people that are like us. And that is massively important to us. But like coming to the show and seeing them in person, my wife, she thinks that kind of like this is just like a big kind of like conference, but like she doesn't understand like all the little things that happen, all the important dinners, the important, drinks afterwards. They matter because having those people in your corner makes you a better person and a better company.